Hello, everyone. How you guys doing tonight, today, wherever you're from in this beautiful world? Hello, Lucia. How are you? I got to, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Welcome to Recipe and Review Time. We're going to build a recipe and we're going to do a review of the beer after we do the recipe. I'm going to talk a little about the stout that I'm doing today as well. Kind of a little information about it. I'm doing stouts all week, so it's a stout week for me, for sure, even though I'm drinking an IPA at the moment. Cheers, y'all. So cool. How's everyone doing? How you doing, Lucia? Going solo tonight. It's on StreamYard. There is panel access, but I'm going solo tonight. So, damn. So here we go. So I had some notes here that I had put down. I got it all from wikipedia.org. But hey, Justin, how you doing? All right. Cheers, man. So we're doing a sweet stout. I'm doing a sweet stout tonight, a milk stout. We're going to talk a little about the stout in general. There's kind of I've got some information about the sweet stout as well. We'll build a recipe, and then we'll do a review afterwards of a really cool root beer milk stout that I found. I'm really dying to try it. So a little information about stouts in general. They are dark. They're top fermented beers. The Crossin does its thing on the top. And they include the dry stout, the Baltic Porter, the milk stout, and the imperial stout. The word stout was first documented in 1677 in the Egerton manuscripts. It said that a stout beer was a strong beer, not a dark beer. The name porter was first used in 1721. It was used to describe the dark brown color of the beer. Kind of weird, huh? It's weird how people thought to use the word stout. It could mean so many different things, right? It was used to describe the dark brown color of the beer. They are colored using roasted malts. The porters became so popular that they were brewed in a variety of strengths. The stronger, typically 7 to 8% ABV, and these were called stout porters. Strong porters. I've got my Corona shirt on, and these were called stout porters. A little repeat. Cheryl Crawford, how you doing? All right. And Justin's drinking the Mickeys. All right. Sounds good to me. I like Mickeys, man. The stout is now stout because of the dark color, not only the ABV strength. They actually referred to stout beers as not only dark beers, though they actually, being that they were strong beers, they could have been imperial beers over 8%, this, that, any like IPA, or they didn't have, they were limited on their styles, I guess, back then, right? The stout one, the porter, this, that, the porter was the big one. Guy went into the stout, and then all of a sudden Ireland got a hold of it while everyone else was doing something over here in UK, blah, 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 blah. It was just crazy. It's quite a history. There's quite a history with the stout and the porter. And there's just distinctions between them are basically percentages and probably I would imagine flavors, whether it's in the malts or the yeast or the hops or bitterness levels or whatever. So, but very interesting. The milk stout. I'm going to go over the history and all that crap in a premiere on Sunday again. So I don't want to give you guys boring stuff here. But we're doing a milk stout. It's a sweet stout, also the cream stout or the milk stout. Yes, contains lactose, a sugar derived from. Hold on, I got my notes here. Contains lactose, a sugar derived from milk. This adds sweetness to the beer, as it is an unfermentable sugar that just stays there and sweetens it up. They were considered nutritious, and it was given to nursing mothers as well as other types of stouts. A surviving milk stout example would be Mackeson's. They had an advertisement that said, Each pint contains the energizing carbohydrates of 10 ounces of pure dairy milk. All right. So, kind of interesting. In a period just after the Second World War, when rationing was in effect, it was reported that the British government required brewers to take out the word milk on the labels, as well as any images that displayed milk in any way. Pretty crazy, but there was no hard evidence or records found to support that. So, who knows? Who knows? But yeah. So we're gonna do a milk stout. I'm gonna bring up Beersmith, and we're gonna create one. I brought up some notes on that because I am new to making these, but we'll bring that up as I see fit. Hold on one sec. Okay. What the fuck? Uno momento. Okay, so let me share the screen. First, let me take a drink. It's a good one. Triceratops. By who the fuck are they by? Why can't I think of the name of this company? Fuck Ninkasi, dude. By Ninkasi. JC, what's up? About to cook supper, had to stop in and show the love. Cheers, brother. Cheers, man. Thank you, man. Just making another beer. Oh, let me get this shit off here. All right, so I'm going to share screen. We're going to make a beer. We're going to make a sweet stout. So we got this again. We got this screen. Let me bring it to a full. So we're going to name it, it's beer time. It'll be the sweet stout, milk stout. Let's call it milk stout. I got you down on my laptop so I can see both things here. We're good to go. Beer man. 5, we're going to want that to be a 10 gallon because I'm on a 10. 72% efficiency. We want this to be a 15. Kegel 15. Everything else looks good. American Amber, we want to change that to a sweet stout. So a very dark, sweet, full-bodied, slightly roasty ale that can suggest coffee and cream or sweetened espresso. The history and English style of stout developed in the early 1900s, historically known as milk or cream stouts. Legally, the designation is no longer permitted in England. What? Okay. Hey, Miscellaneous, cheers, man. So Miscellaneous got this program recently too, so cool, man. Glad you're here. So we want to go down here. I want to change this measured batch size. If you can follow my cursor, it's in yellow. Change that to 10 because I have it doing 10 gallons of beer. And if you're following my cursor, as you're going over here and you're looking at the original gravity, you want to make sure that number right there is this number right here, so that this efficiency will match up to the 72 up here. So you want to keep it as close as possible. Plus, you got to do a little calculation on the bitterness unit, grain, and the gravity units. So you want to do a little bit of math there to make sure you're balanced. You will have to maybe go and pull up a chart that gives you all of the BU, GU balance numbers that they should stay at. You can tweak them off a little and under a little as you if you want. I think it kind of, in a way, it reminds me of like a someone's border, like their property border. You can stay on a certain side of it without getting in trouble. You know, it's kind of true. I mean, That's where your inventing comes. That's where, like, if you were to make even like food or a recipe for dinner for the night, it's like, or for a restaurant. I mean, it's the same way of thinking. Like, are things going to mix well together? Are these hops going to go well with this grain? Is that grain going to go well with that grain? What about the water? Is the water supposed to taste a certain way? Should we make it taste like Ireland's water? Let's go look that up. You can look up water from Ireland and actually add tablets to the water to natural tablets, that chemical based tablets that don't hurt you or the beer, and make your water taste exactly like the water of Ireland or Glasgow or wherever it is. So you want to get a nice Guinness beer to taste like actual Guinness from where they brew it, then there you go. Vanessa, how you doing? Cheers. Thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate it. So we're making a milk stout. We're making a sweet stout. I'm gonna try and go on the heavy on it. Probably I might go as high as I can go. So we'll try and get as close as I can to a 1.060 on the original gravity. Let's go ahead. I've got some notes here. So lactose, how much and when to add? Lactose, that's a question. That's a good question to answer. I've seen it be added in the boil at the first pitch of the yeast at 60 minutes. You add it in, and you want to add, or I've seen it added at 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before in the secondary. But you gotta make sure that stuff dissolves. So it's good to add it. You're just adding sweetness. It doesn't ferment, so it's just a sweetness, a milk sweetness that it creates a milk smoothiness to the beer. A good calculation is 1 pound to 5 gallons per batch. So I'm doing 10 gallons. I'm gonna want to add 2 pounds of this stuff. Maybe a little under is fine. Probably add it. I could even add it at boil and probably at 30 minutes, and like I can add it in sequences when I like add the hops or something like that. So these are just, you can just kind of looking at my notes here. Add it to Whirlpool. That sounds like a good idea. 188 degrees, running it through your pump, through the Whirlpool and the boil right when the fire's off and flames out, and just kind of running it through, boom, 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 for about 30 minutes or so. Add it there. It'll more than, of course it'll dissolve. It's a Whirlpool action. It's going to shake that sugar around and dissolve it. So that might be a good place to put it. You want sweetness and a caramel flavor in this particular type of beer. Yep, milk protein. Yep. You are right. Seems best to mix in the lactose with the first runnings, which gives me lots of time. This is from someone, I just kind of threw it up here. Gives them lots of time to make sure it gets dissolved before firing up the kettle. So that made sense to me. That's a good time, I think, to add it. Again, it's just sweetness that doesn't ferment with the yeast. So consider using 5% to 10% of 40 to 120 crystal malt in this particular beer. And they say to use only about 3 malts. You don't want to overdo it with your malts, over flavor it, and go crazy with all these different malt flavors. You want to keep it simple. I imagine you could even add, if you wanted to, well, I don't know. I won't go there. Because there's an oatmeal stout, and I don't know if you'd want to add too much oatmeal to this type of stout. I'm not sure. I never made one again, so I don't know. I prefer to use crystal malt. This guy prefers to use crystal malts in the 80 range since it provides a dark caramel flavor. Okay. Emphasize on 1 or 2 particular malt characters in your recipe by using 2 or 3 grains. Select high quality. Of course, you want the color, so you want a dark grain. You want some kind of roasted malt. The 80 is what. So the crystal, a roasted malt, and the pale malt, 2-row pale, would probably be a good combination. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get the 2-row in there. I always start with the 2-row, even though the old browns back in the day, they used to just use brown malt. But this is the new day. We use 2-row. So we got 2-row grain US. We can go. We want to go Maris Otter. It's more expensive. There's a UK. I don't know what particular brand it is that they're saying, but let's go with Maris Otter. We'll add 10-gallon batch will add 18 pounds. We got it up to a hay color right now. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Bourbon Bounty, cheers. Hey, Craft Beer Pours, man. How you doing, Brandon? How you right, man? Both of you guys, cheers, man. All right. Maple Breakfast Stout. That does sound nice. Wow. So your final gravity should be a bit higher, say 1.024 or so. Well, based on this is the original gravity range is 1.044 to 1.060 for a sweet stout, for an English sweet stout. I don't know the final result calculation in my head or anything. I don't know what the final gravity would be off the top of my head. But let's keep adding grain and we can get closer to that answer. More mouthfeel. Right, Paul. Yeah. Well, that's why they were saying you can add it, like you can add it the whirlpool. You can add it even in the secondary if it dissolves, giving it some time. It'll dissolve, in time, shake it around, get it going. And you can add a little sweetness at the end if you want to add that to this particular style, right? I mean, it's going to give you body mouthfeel if you boil it through the whole 60 minutes. But towards the end is where the flavors, aromas, the sweetness, all that stuff gets added. So I imagine that would be, you can do part of it. So I got to add 2 pounds, right? A pound per 5 gallons. So I'm doing 10 gallons. I can add a pounder and boil and then mix and match the other pound throughout the rest of it, like do a 30, 20, 10, 5, and then put it into the whirlpool and then go into the secondary. That would really make it sweet. I want to say it's only lactose. No, if I'm wrong, please correct me. No butter fats. I'm only one. That's just my opinion. I don't know that answer actually. Just to be safe. So we got 18 pounds of pale malt Maris Otter, which is it's a UK grain. So popular for many English styles of beer, including ales, pales, ales, bitters, etc. It's more expensive. Let's add some. He said he likes to use 80, so we can add 80. We can add up to 20% before going crazy. So let's just put 3 in and see where we're at. We can move ourselves down. So we're at right now 14.3 and 85.7% on the malt, on the base malt. And we also want to add, we'll adjust all the numbers after. Roasted, some kind of roasted malt. Roasted barley. And parts of red or deep brown color of the beer. Very strong roasted flavor. Coffee. Yeah, let's do that. We can add up to 10%. We'll just throw 2 and we'll work our way around it. Let's do 2 for now. It's probably way too much, but who knows. So it brought the color up. The SRM really needs to be darker than that. So, I mean, I could add some black patent or something like that to it to kind of black barley stout. Let's do that. Let's add a pound of that. Make it real dark. Got the color up to 33.4 SRM. We got to 40 before we go out of style. We're only at 1.041, which is at 4.1% beer. Shit. No way. We're all learning here, man. We're all learning here. I'm thinking milk fats may coagulate. That's what I was thinking too. That's why I was like, I think it's just the just just without the milk fats. I don't know how they do it or whatever. Um, quit saying beer man. Okay, so I need a drink. Let's take a small break. Oh, that's my that's my beer stand. Hold on. There we go. I gotta take a quick break. How's everyone doing? So we're building a sweet stout, a milk stout. This is fun, right? Every week I'm gonna do a different beer, and by the time I finally get my fucking system done, excuse my profanity, um, well, it's actually done. It's parts are all done. Now I'm working on this. I still have to get a chiller in a mill, and a stir plate and kegerator and all that shit. But that's coming, so no worries, no worries. Probably in the next month or two. Let's say, roughly this year. It depends on temp, I suppose. Making custards come to mind. That's I like custard. All right, so let's go back. What did I do here? I did something wrong. I'm working with I did it on my laptop on accident. What was that all about? Okay, well we're back to where we were. So anyway, we got the black barley roasted malt. Black barley really brought the color up. We can probably add. We got 8.3. We can have to 10%. Crystal malt, we can even go a little more. I don't want to add too much. We can go a little more with this on the base. Probably even go a little higher than that. Let's see. Bring up that a bit. 3.5 pounds. We want it dark, right? What happened? Jesus. That really brought it up. So I'm good with that color right there. Ounce, a pound and a quarter of black barley. It's 4.6%. Seems reasonable. 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds of caramel 80. 13%. We have up to 20% on that. 20 pounds of Maris Otter, 74%, which sounds about right. 70, yeah. 2 pounds and a quarter of roasted barley. Red to deep brown color, strong roasted color flavors, 8.3. So we're that's actually, yeah, we're good. I think we're okay, but we can go more on the base. I want to get that shit up there. Let's make I want to get it really high up there. But then you got to tinker with everything else now. So the caramel needs to be up a little more. The roasted barley can be up a little more. Well, we're going way too high on the color, though. No, we don't want to go no more of that. No more of that. 5.9%. 3.7. Let's go. That'll bring it up to like a 30. That's at the highest of the color. The darkest color. We want the darkest, right? No problems with profanity. It's a sign of. How much maple syrup would you add to make it a maple milk stout? That, you know, I think a lot of that would be trial and error. You would have to add a bunch, taste it, see if you get that honey, get that sweetness. You know what I mean? Like kind of add it. But then you only have, I mean, you're probably going to want to add that to the full boil or even like within the 30-minute range of the boil because you want that to melt away and really get in there. Honey's also, is honey a fermentable? They're 95% fermentable, typically consisting of 38% fructose, 30% glucose, and 8% various desaturates, and 3% unfermentable dextrins. Honey contains wild yeast and bacteria, but has low water content, usually around 18%. So if they're fermentable, I would put them right. You can even throw them in at the, like, kind of towards the end, right? Just to melt it through. Last 10, 15 minutes of your boil. That way it ferments with the rest of it, and you'll just up your final gravity. Your whole percentage is going to go woo. Oh. I don't know what happened here. Okay, so let's get this up a little more. 26 pounds. Half of a 50-pound bag, over half of a 50-pound bag. I don't want to add any more extra stuff because that's really just flavor and color additive. Your base is where your percentage rises. So let's add a little more if you want to get up there, right? This is going to be an expensive beer, dude. Is that Maris Otter? Oh, wait, what am I doing, dude? 6%. Okay, so we're going to keep... So a 6% is the max of a sweet stout, is what I take it. That's what they say here in this program. We'll find out what the balance is afterwards, if we're even balanced at all. But we're at color's at the top. Gravity's at the top. So if we go over here and put 6.0 in here. Oops, this one. 2 keyboards I'm working on here. What? Well, how is it 47.7% efficiency? Oh, because the bitterness, we didn't put any hops in yet. Okay, so we got to put hops. So we're only going to put them in the boil. And I'm going to add Kent Golding. I haven't been to school in a while. I can't remember my alphabets. Golding, Kent. There we go. 5%. So you don't want them too bitter. These aren't a very bitter beer. What's Fuggles look like? Fuggles. Who's got the Fuggles? 4.5 aroma. This is aroma. And we also have North Down or Challenger. Target. What's Target? 11% bittering. Let's do that. Substitutes East Kent Goldings. Let's add 1.5 hops just for now. See where we're at. I don't know. I don't really pellet. Let's go leaf if I can help it. So we need to add more. Let's go midway. We'll go there around 30 IBUs. Okay, so here's where the fun comes. So let's go ahead and find a chart that gives me the BUGUs. Find out if we're balanced or not. Hey, Lucia, how you doing? All right. What's good? Well, I'm making a beer right now. I've got a root beer sweet stout or a milk stout I'm gonna do a review of after this recipe's done. And after that, I will just like keep drinking and talking with you guys. Let's see if we can. It's good to have you here. If you feed the yeast too much sugar, not from your other ingredients, will make yeast eat the sugar first. If you feed the yeast too much sugar, not from your other ingredients, will that make yeast eat the sugar first? That kind of would depend on the yeast you're using, depending on their attenuation, how fast they eat, how much they eat, how fast they drop down and die and don't want to eat anymore, get full, whatever it is, flocculate. You're going to use a higher powered yeast, I think, based on if it's a higher powered beer. So if you got a higher percentage, you'll probably want to use something that's going to be able to take care of that much sugar. Just my opinion, though. Again, please correct me if I am wrong. So you would have to, if you're going to add honey and you want to stay within range of the style before calling it a specialty ale, you would want to add just enough to be able to balance out with everything else you're using in order to use the same yeast that you would use for that particular style you're brewing, if that makes any sense. It's all about balancing, and that's what we're doing right now. I'm trying to find, there's a sweet stout, 0.58. If you saw me highlight that there, it's a 0.58. So let's see, we go, so let's get the calculator out. We got the calculator here, and we're going to do 29.9 IBUs, which is where my thing's going, 29.9. I'm going to do 29.9 divided by 1.060 would be 60. 0.49 is where we're at. And we want to be at 0.58. So we can add, we don't want to add any more of that, but we can add more hops. We can even go a little more in the hops. 32.9. So let's do 32.9 divided by 60. It's going to give us 54. We want 58. So let's add a little more. We're going to go 3 ounces altogether. 35.8. If it doesn't work with this target hop, we can always even break it down to where we go 1.5 at boil and 1.5 at 45 or something like that. Or we can go and use another hop altogether. So 35.8 divided by 60, little nerdy stuff here. 59, which is actually, for the most part, good. I mean, like I said, you can go a little over as long as you don't go too far over. So that would probably work. We'll keep it there. I would keep tinkering with it. We could, watch this, check this out. You don't want too much hop flavor, though, in these. I don't know what to do here. Let's delete it. Let's do another one. I'm gonna do East Kent Goldings. East Kent Goldings. And we're gonna add 4 ounces of leaf. So that throws us up. This is only for like flavor. So I mean, dude, that's a lot of hops, dude, to add though. At a boil with that low alpha. Look at this. 36.7. Wait, go down. 35.3. 6.5 ounces in a 60-minute boil. So if we, that's a lot, dude. 35 fucking 0.3 divided by 60. 58. So that's like actually right. That's a lot. So if I want to like lower the amount of this beer, the cost of this beer, I could actually, I probably, I don't know that. I'm thinking we delete that again and we add that other one I had because I liked it better. Target. And we added what, 3 ounces? Or we can do 2.75. It was 36.1 divided by 60. Whoa, that's a lot, dude. Hold on. Two and a half. If 29.9. 49. What was it again? Fuck, 58, dude. We're going way too far. Ah, shit, dude. See? Drives you nuts. 32.9. 54. So 55. Yeah, we need more than that. 35.8. I guess this is the number. It's going to be at 39. 59, I mean. 59.6. So I'll take that. We'll do it. I don't know. That's good. So $3 per ounce, $3.69, $9 they say for that, for the hops for this, but just in the boil 60 minutes. And it's pretty balanced for where it's at the higher level. And if you can see over here, I don't understand why it's saying 47.7% efficiency. What did I do wrong? Oh, that has to be 10. Now we're at, what happened? Oh shit, dude. No wonder why it was all off, dude. See that shit? One thing wrong can really screw this up, dude. All right, I was wondering why I had to put so much grain in there, dude. Usually it's only about 18 to 20 pounds of two-row. So now we gotta fucking work with it all again. Damn it. See? This is how it is. It's how it is. We'll start with 19 pounds. We'll go down on this. Jesus. Yeah, I was going to say, that's like, whoa, too much. Oh, man, dude. I took you guys on a ride, didn't I? So we're at 5.9 right now. The bitterness is way fucking too high. I was wondering why that was so high. It should only be like that. Well, probably 2. 36, probably 2, 1.75, 31.9. We still have to get the color is good. The color can go up a little more. Black barley, let's add a little more. Let's get it up to 37. Let's go see what. Oh, that 4, that's too much. 38. No, bring that down. We want the caramel to come through, though. 39.7. Perfect on the grain. And we're at 6%. So we're good there. 31.5. 6%. 39.7. 1.061. We're too high there. Now we're good. 6% is brought it. I brought it. Since we're doing an English beer, I'm going to talk brought it. I'm going to talk English. Okay, 1.7 now, 5, 6 fucking whatever the hell. So 31.7 divided by 60. 53, so we can bring that up a little more. It's 36.2 divided by 60. Brings me to 60. Damn it. Let's do the no. Each current. 2 ounces of fucking leaf. That's not gonna work. See, you're gonna have to get a lot of that shit, dude. And hops. What's the other one they said? Challenger. What's Challenger like? 7.5 aroma. 3 ounces of leaf. 60 minutes. Oh, that actually works good right there. 33.9. Nope, to see that. 33.9. Shit, come on. 33.9 divided by 60. 56. Let's go up a little more. 37. 61. It's way too high. Son of a bitch. All right, check this out. We're going to do some. We're going to put Fuggles in at 45. United Kingdom, we're going to do 0.5 ounces, half an ounce of leaf at 50 minutes. 37.5. Oh, that brought me up too much. 36.1. 60. 34.8. Perfect. Dead on the fucking money, man. 0.58. Bam. This is it right here. Yeast. Let's add the yeast. We want to have the what is it again? I want the no, I don't. I want the Y yeast. I want the whitbread ale. Right there, Y yeast, the smackbacks. We want 2 of those. And I also want to add some vanilla beans, add some miscellaneous stuff, miscellaneous magnets. Vanilla beans, 2 items, to the secondary. And that'd be kind of interesting to even add some coffee extract or some kind of shit like that to the. But see, you gotta a lot of the coffee extract when I've done it in the past is it becomes too earthy, and it really doesn't play well in the. I don't know. I would rather do just an extract like syrup or something like that tastes like coffee in the last of the boil or something to kind of add that effect. With the milk sugar is perfect. But yeah, so this is a milk stout, man. Fuck, that was a. There's other stuff that we can do. I'm at 71.9% efficiency. At 72%, so we're not bad there. We're looking really good. That's why the measured efficiency was off, though, is because I was at 15 gallons. And we're at a 5.7%, which is cool. That's perfect, actually. We could go up a little more, and I might tinker with it more to get that 6. But we're done here. Here is the, so that's the color. It looks nice and dark. You can print this out and go with it. There's other things you can add to make sure, like it even tells you your mash in temp, your sparge temp, the 163.7 by sparge with 6.49 gallons of water at 168 degrees. Simple single infusion mash for use with modern, modifying grains about 95% of the time. All right. Aged for 30 days, about a month. So, cool. That's that. Pretty neat, isn't it? All right, so that was fun. I've never built a milk sweet stout before, so as I've said, I'm gonna swig this down. Cheers, guys. Bo, how you doing? Cheers, man. All right. Got done with all the boring stuff. Now we're gonna do a beer review of an actual sweet stout or a milk stout. Cheers, man. Cheers, cheers. Hey, it's my dad. How you doing, dude? All right, so let's go over. I hope all's well there, Dad. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping on in. So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting program to use for building recipes, and they're pretty efficient. As you saw, the efficiency was at 71.9 or 8 or something, so it was very close. The BUGU, again, is a bitterness unit, gravity unit. You're doing a ratio of balance to make sure that you're not tasting too much bitter or too much this or too much that or too much of that adjunct or whatever you're adding into it. You got to make sure everything's balanced. And they all have that that's this chart, the chart that gives you all the BUGU numbers. And then you do your little calculation like you saw, and that's how you come up with your balance. So it's up to you on what you want to add. You got to keep in mind that if you're adding like things that are going to bitter it up, like rinds from grapefruit or anything like that, you got to mix it in with your, you got to balance it in with your hops. Say you want to add pot to your beer. Who knows? You mix, that has bitterness in it too. Mix that in with your hops and your other stuff to get that perfect balance. So, yeah. So I'm going to do a beer. This is a, I'm good. All right. Let me show it on my little camera here first. I don't know what happened. There we go. So it's hard to see, but it's a root beer float stout, milk stout. Stupid camera. Let's go back to me. So you can see it better on my camera here. It's WeldWorks Brewing since 2015. It's a root beer, spices, vanilla, and milk sugar. It's a 6.4% beer, root beer and float stout. These guys are out of Greeley, Colorado, almost in California. 89 Mattel, how you doing? I'm Jeremy. All right. Good to see you. All right, man. And we got my dad in here, man. Say hello to my father. All right, so let's do this. So we got 330, 120. It is very fresh. 2 weeks old. 3 weeks old. Somewhere in that range. 3 weeks old. Yes. 6 point. What did it say? 6.4. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Have some water. I had to get that down before it got too warm. Switched it out of my mouth. All right. Got my stout glass here. Has a little bit of a cascade thing going on. That's nice. Nice head on there. About a finger, a little over. Let's smell this, baby. Holy fart. It smells like root beer, man. Dude, this is what I'm talking about with balance, okay? You add flavors into a beer, and it says something on the can like root beer float, la 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 la. It better taste like that. This smells like that completely. To the nose, smells like a root beer float, man. Root beer float. Root beer float. Vanilla. Even you have a little chocolates in there, little the roasty malts also kind of on the back end there, but it really is sweet. It's got that sweet black anise, root beery, like licoricey root beer, whatever the fuck's in root beer. What's in root beer? It smells good. It smells so good. It smells like someone put vanilla ice cream with vanilla beans, all that mixed in with the root beer. It does not smell like a beer at all. At all. Not at all. Like, not at all. Let's go to this. The retention went down pretty quick. It was not super terrible, but it went down quick. It's a khaki-looking head. It's a dark brown beer, a very dark brown beer. Opaque, cannot see through it. It even looks a little hazy in the light. Just on the outer part of it, I can kind of see into it a little. It's got a medium to even almost a pushing fast rising bubble, more of a medium rising. The head is kind of thin, a little more, it's together, but it's a little, it's kind of delicate, I guess, if you want to say that. Lacing seems to be pretty nice on the side there. Let's drink this. I gotta try. If it smells like what it is, it's going to taste like that, right? We'll find out. Oh. Adding the caramel and a little molasses or brown sugar. If you took those two things out of it, it would be very much like a root beer float. You do get that herbaceous, licoricey like feeling in the back of the throat, of the mouth, on the palate, kind of on the back part where your little tingling is, and then kind of it dries off in the back fairly. It's kind of a medium to fat, kind of a medium to long finish. It leaves that root beer. What is the spice that's in root beer? It leaves that herbal like flavor on the tongue, the root beer flavor, with the vanilla up on the palate. So you're getting this milky vanilla up here and this like herbaceousness on the tongue. The front is very smooth and creamy. It's a very smooth, creamy mouthfeel. It's a very full body, medium to full body. It's pushing full. You switch that around. It even has kind of a root beer / Dr. Pepper like flavor. There's a slight darker cherry, black cherry likeness on the back rim of your tongue, but it's really got that vanilla. Oh, that big time vanilla. The dark espresso kind of comes through the malts as well. Oh man, I'll tell you, man, some milk chocolates comes out of this. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Will I buy it again? Yeah. And I mean, I'll send it to, no, I'm just kidding. Did I say that? If you want one. No, I'm just kidding. It's good beer. Oh my God. I'd ask anyone to find this. Oh my God. Even has that spritz of CO2 around the mouth feel. It's kind of got that soda pop like feel around them in the mouth. Kind of nice and spritzy poppy. I like that. Out of 5 hops, I'm going to give this 5 hops. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful beer. They said everything that it was. It smelled like a root beer float, big time. It tasted like one. Very, very good. Besides the brown sugar and caramels I got out of it, a little dark roasty espresso, it tasted almost identical to a root beer float. So a 5 it is. A 5 it is. I'm going to enjoy this the rest of the way through with you guys. I'm going to chat with you guys now. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dad, for coming on in. I appreciate that. 89 Mattel, Bo, Tim's Brew. Cheers, man. All right. Thank you so much for being here, bro. All right, man. Nathan T popped in. Right on. Hello, brother. Thank you. Some dark beer. It's dark beer week, my friend. It is my stout week. Everything I've been doing has been stouts. An exception for Malty Monday with Jeremy, man. Good to see you. Cheers to Beer Man's father. Nice. No, it's been an exception for Malty Mondays. We had to do what the fuck did we do? I forgot. A saison. We did a saison, which I had a very good saison. It was very good. But this is definitely stout week. I wanted to learn. I'm doing this for my own benefit before I start to brew, so I can get myself back into it, get myself involved, understand understand all the styles. Also, it helps with my tasting. It helps me understand before I go and give a score out. I like to understand that style before I taste something, right? Someone might be brewing something that's per style, but it's not what you like. Well, if you're tasting a Belgian beer and you've never had a Belgian beer before, you're never going to like that. You might like it. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like that beer. In time, if your palate changes, you may like it. But you got to know that that's a Belgian beer before you taste it, right? Otherwise, you're going to go, blah, blah. It's terrible, It's all about knowing styles, and this is perfect for that. So last week was the brown ale. This week was the stout. I did IPA before that. Next week I'll be announcing that on Sunday. So, man, root beer freaking float, dude. Cheers, man. Wow, freaking seriously. This is good. Root beer float stout. Try and find a root beer float stout in your area if you cannot find this brand particularly. You may not be able to find their stuff. So, WeldWorks Brewing. They're out of Colorado. Good stuff, man. Wow. If it gets you drunk, this will get you drunk. 6.4, I mean, shoot. It's got some punch to it, 7+ is usually what I like to go. Well, 6, 8, and up. Maybe I just need to slow down, huh? But yeah, no, I like a strong beer. But 6.4 is not bad. This is a good beer to have in a sesh, Oh man, whew! I'm so happy with this, man. I really am. It's a very, very happy beer. I like soda pop a lot too, man. I love root beer floats. Wow, do I ever? I love them. They're one of my favorites. It has such a muddy look in it. It's very muddy looking. It almost has like a Tootsie Roll color to it. Like that milk chocolatey Tootsie Roll color. Well, shoot, we're at. I'm gonna go for an hour here. We're almost at an hour. I'm glad that I was able to make another recipe. It made me very happy to finally produce something different, and I look forward to next week's. I don't know exactly where I'm going with next week's style, but we'll find out. And I'll just wrap this up. We'll go over an hour here a little bit, but so tomorrow will be beer and jerky pairings. And then on Friday, I got my cereal. I think it's cereal and a beer. So I'm going to have to find another milk stout probably for that. And for Alex the Beer Masters at 5:00. And we are a panel, and we review the food and food item and the beer, and if it mixes well together, blah, blah, blah. And then Saturday, I'll do my brewery tribute night. So we'll have a panel of people that want to come up. If you want to come up, show off a beer from that brewery and talk about the brewery. We'll show it off on a screen share and go over the website and see what they have to offer, and just basically a shout out night. So, and also Sunday will be the time I shout out the next week's beer style that I'll be working on and learning, and we'll go over a big history. Actually, it'll be a premiere that I'll put together again, and we'll have that all good and ready for you, and I'll get in the chat with you and talk with you and all that. But no, it's been good. This is fun. I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you for the support. I know these aren't always the funnest things to come to. It's more of a lesson learning experience for me and you. So, you know, I'm also learning. I'm not a professional at what I do, although it wouldn't be a bad idea to be a professional. I would love to get paid to do what I do, but it's fun. I love beer. I think it's great. It's one of my passions in life, and I am going to continue doing this for a while. I kind of want to finish drinking my beer before I leave, though, damn it. I don't want to pound it. I just want to talk to you guys. Can I talk? It's a great beer. It really is. It is a really good beer, Jeremy. Oh, my God. It really is. Oh, thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Yeah, when a beer, when they say something looks like, you know, they say it's going to taste like something, and they say it on the can, and it tastes like that, I'm happy with that. That, like, wow, dude. Well, shoot. All right, well, I guess I was going to drink this all, but I don't, I guess the show's done. But I'll see you tomorrow night, 5:00, beer and jerky pairing. Let's do it. If you guys want to be part of it, just let me know. Hit me up on my Instagram, on my header of my YouTube channel page, thing, whatever. And it's up there. So just hit that, message me, follow me and message me, and I'll get you the link. So, of course, I'll send it through into the back end to all the wankers. And cheers, guys. Much love, man. You guys have a good night. Much love, man. From the bottom of my heart and the bottom of my pint, my glass. Cheers.